Hello everybody, welcome back. So we have gotten really deep into local SEO for service businesses, contractors, and we've gone through setting up Google pages, Facebook business pages, Yelp, setting up bright local accounts. Gone into Yext, gone into Moz, showed you guys how to clean stuff up, keep track of everything, using spreadsheets, and we've gone over a lot of serious SEO work. But after all of that's said and done, you have all your stuff, your website is set up on site, all the keywords, everything's good to go. All your citations are in and correct everywhere they can be. All the cleanup has been done. After all that's been done and you have that solid foundation and you want to get some power coming to your website, then we need to work on backlinks. So in this video, I'm going to get really detailed in how to find both local and industry backlinks. I'm also going to talk about what backlinks are and what to look for, good links versus bad links, stuff like that. So let's get started. All right, so first of all, I'm going to grab I'm going to grab a page out of my book here, and let's talk about what exactly a backlink is. So backlinks you can think of as basically turbo boosters that push websites to the top of Google. They're kind of like Google looks at a link coming from one website to another website as a vote. And if it's coming from a powerful website, a respected website, then that link counts much more than if it just comes from some spammy website that's created, just to get backlinks. Okay, so think of backlinks as votes or as turbo boosters to get that push your website up to the top of the rankings. Okay, and backlinks are powerful for both maps, the 3-pack listing, and the organic listing, all the listings that come up below the 3-pack. Or if somebody's searching for something that doesn't bring up a map section or a 3-pack, then links will give you that boost to get into the organics. Okay. Now, one thing I need to say is when you go out and you start creating backlinks, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. There are services out there that will create backlinks for you. Most of them are pretty bad, spammy, and they'll hurt your website and give you penalties. But there are some that are good. The ones that are good still need to be careful because you need to trickle these backlinks out. If you throw 20 backlinks a week at a website, especially a local website, that doesn't make sense to Google, it doesn't look natural, you can actually get a penalty for putting too many good backlinks on your website all at the same time. Okay? So keep that in mind. And like I said, I just want to make sure everybody understands. If you start doing backlinks before you have all the citation and the cleanups and the on-site stuff, if you have that taken care of, they're going to be pretty much worthless. So do not spend a lot of time building backlinks or paying someone to do backlinks for you unless everything else is set and ready to go. I just want to make sure that is. That is important. Things need to be done in layers. They need to be done in steps. There needs to be certain foundations set, and that's why I put these videos in the order that I did, in order to get the benefit and the power from backlinks. Okay, so and a little out of my book, I was talking about a little analogy to what I'm talking about. So if you imagine a race car with bald tires, no brakes, faulty steering, what would happen if you installed a brand new powerful engine into that car? What chance would you have of winning the race if you put a brand new souped up engine into a car that had no brakes, bad steering, and bad tires? Okay, you'd be lucky if you even made it to the finish line without crashing and burning. The same principle applies to your website rankings. Make sure everything is clean and in good working order before adding the turbo boosters, before adding the backlinks to your website. Okay, so to understand what a backlink is, let's look real quick. If you go to almost any website on the internet, let's just do something like how to install roof shingles. So if someone was to go to Google and type in how to install roof shingles, They get lots of different information here. Um, let's look at this one. Do-it-yourself roofing. All right. Now, you see within this web page, and almost every web page on the internet, you'll see all these blue words, or you'll see pictures. Now, notice every time I run my mouse over, a picture or a blue set of words, that it turns into a hand. Whenever you see your little cursor turn into a hand, that means it's a link. That's all a backlink is. And by the way, backlink and link are the same thing. When you read articles, or you start hearing SEO people get into their tech talk, backlink and link are the same thing. Not all links are created equal. So we're going to get into that. But first of all, so let's see what happens when I click on, okay, so weather blocker is a link. Here, let's click on that. It takes me to another page that talks about, weather blocker materials, whatnot. If I click on this picture here, it takes me to another page on the website. I was hoping to see if that would take me completely off the website, but it looks like most of these links are keeping people on their website. So let me see here. So let's see, I go down to the bottom, see if any of these are links. That's still a GAF website. So some links will keep you on the website. Some of them will take you to a completely new website, which I'm sure you've all experienced many times, especially if you've gotten this far. Well, let's take Yelp, for example. Let's see, roofing, contractors, Yelp. El Paso, I like that. I bet Yelp comes up at some point. Let's see. Well, here's an example, the Better Business Bureau. The BBB.org. Let's see what they got. Taking a while there. Let's see what else. Well, there's a Yelp right there. I'll pull Yelp up while we're watching that. We're waiting for that to come up. Yelp got a... Come on, Yelp. Let's go to Yelp.com. Let's do roofing. El Paso. Just as an example. Let's check out this A1 construction, roofing and construction. Let's see. So all of these are links. They go to different places. All these blue words are links. I want to see if we can get a link back to the website. They may not have a website set up. Let's check out another one. So here we go. Here's a link. This is a link from the Yelp.com page over to ElPasoTXRoofing.com. So we click on that. A new page opens up. And it takes me to this guy's website. Okay, so that's an example of a backlink. Now, when you're coming from a directory, we already set up all our directories, and I hope you put a link to your website in your directories with Yext and Moz and the ones that we set up manually. That one guy that we saw before didn't, which is a bad move. Every time you see a little link like this, you're getting a little bit of you're getting a little vote to rank higher on Google. Okay, now. These are directory websites, so the links themselves aren't that powerful. That citations are. So this is a citation. The phone number, address, and business name, that's a citation. And this is a link. So this link is okay, but directory links are not as powerful as other types of links, which I'm going to show you here shortly. But I just want to kind of get you in the mode of thinking about links. Pictures can be links. Words can be links. Usually the words are blue. So that's a backlink. Now, let me see. Now, I also want to, hammer this home that Google scours the internet every second, every minute, every hour of every day, 24/7. Their job is to index the millions of links that pop up on the internet every day, determine which business links have the highest quality and which ones are spam. And that's how they determine whether or not to help a website or to penalize a website. Okay? So it's important to understand that Google's going out and they're searching all this stuff. That just because you put a link up doesn't mean Google's going to find it right away. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 weeks for Google to find that link, put it in their index is what it's called, and then to give you credit and give you ranking power based on that. Sometimes it takes months. So I just want you to understand that's why there's a delay when it comes to doing SEO stuff. That's why it doesn't happen right away. But I want to get into, how to build different kinds of links. And I'm going to show you, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build both local links and industry-specific links. So links from your city or your market area, and then links from industry websites. Okay, so first of all, I also want to mention that when people start thinking about SEO and backlinks, they start thinking, well, it's just computer work. It's just sitting at a computer, clacking away on the keyboard, just figuring out all this technical stuff. And we've been through that section of it. But what most people don't realize, especially if you're doing your own SEO, is that the most powerful links you're ever going to get, the most powerful things you can do for SEO are going to come from actual relationships. The same kind of stuff that gets you business outside of the office, outside of the computer, is the same kind of thing that's going to help you get links on the internet, on the computer, and I'll explain that here shortly. So first of all, before we get into that, so in order to get a backlink, you're going to have to exchange some kind of value, whether it's money, time, or trading out a service, something like that. Just because you're doing your own SEO doesn't mean it's free. You're going to have to invest time. You're going to have to build relationships. You're going to have to spend some money. There's different ways to do it, and I'm going to go over these right now. So let's talk about local backlinks. So local backlinks are very important, quality local backlinks from quality websites located within your city or within your market area. If you can get community websites to put a link on their website back to your website, you are going to be way ahead of the competition because most people don't do this. And how do you do that? Let's talk about the specifics of how you're going to get a local link. Let's go back to my example we've been working with. Let me close all this stuff out here. So we're not talking about citations anymore. So I'm going to close out the bright local stuff because that's strictly citations. That's separate from backlinks. Now we're talking backlinks. So let's pull up my sample business we're working with here, Missoula Power Washing. And let's brainstorm a little bit. I haven't done anything for this guy as far as backlinks yet. But let's brainstorm. I'm going to show you the process I go through if this was my business, how I would go get backlinks or links from local websites, local sources. Basically, let's do this. I'm going to make a little list. I know that there is a organization in town called the SBC. Just because I'm in business and I'm in the business community here, I know about these different organizations and what they're all about. So the Sustainable Business Council. Okay, what they do is they help people, do more green stuff, and they also help you with your marketing. They help you with, it's like a membership, okay? And they have a directory of all the businesses on there. All right, so for example, this company, Adventure Cycling, has a link coming from the sustainablebusinesscouncil.org. Adventure Life. Emerson Painting and Plastering. That's what we're going for. Service-based businesses. This guy doesn't have a link coming from his little profile on the SBC. So he's paying the SBC, I don't know, it's like $120 a year. It's very minimal. And he doesn't have a link to his website. Hopefully he has a website. But it's so easy to just give some. You join these organizations, and you don't think about saying, hey, make sure you put a link to my website, going back and checking to make sure that it's actually there. Let's look at some other ones here. All the rest of them looks like they have websites, have links. These links right here are helping them rank. I don't know if you understand that or if that even makes sense, but that's a vote from this powerful website that gets tons of traffic, has a good reputation with Google. It's a powerful organization in the community. And so not only are they getting work off just being on this website, but this link coming from their little profile is boosting up their Google rankings. And I know for sure because when I had my local service business here in Missoula, I used this website as a way to get a link, and it was powerful. Okay, so all the different kinds of businesses. I know all these businesses here, just because I'm local here. So are you gonna have an SBC in your community? Probably not, but why not search around Google? Let's go back to Google. Let's say you're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City local organizations. Go broad. Go broad first, just to see what's out there. Living in your community, you probably know all about these, and if you're doing any networking at all, then you'll know. So local first. I love this. Locally owned and independent businesses. Perfect for you guys. Look at this. We got this. It looks like a hardware store's on here. This is probably some kind of like restaurant type thing, clothing store. Register your business. Perfect. Local business partner free. Maybe it'd be worth it for you to pay $100 annually to become a local investor, and then they'll give you the link and they'll give you a lot of extra stuff. You can get work off this Buy Local First Utah website, but not only that, you're going to get a powerful local link from a local. That's what Google's going to look at and say, okay, what? I'm getting a link from a local place from my local business. Google loves that. What Google doesn't like is links coming from websites that have nothing to do with your city, have nothing to do with your industry. Okay, it can look spammy. Sometimes it can help, but that's why I don't like it when people go out and they buy packages of links from these companies that may or may not give you links from related sources. They're not going to give you local stuff, first of all, but if they give you, like, let's say that you're a roofer, are they giving you links from websites that have to do with roofing or have to do with home improvement or have to do with anything related to roofing, real estate, anything like that? So if you get a link, let's say you're a local roofer in Utah and you get a link from a local real estate site in Utah, that makes perfect sense. Real estate, roofing, Utah, this and that. But what if you get a link from a Canadian website that has to do with bath towels and you're a roofer in Utah? Google is smart enough to say that's a link, but it doesn't make sense that this bath towel website. And so when you go and buy these links from people, from companies, from all these cheesy websites out there, that a lot of the times that's what you're going to get, and it can actually hurt you more than help you. So I just want to make sure you understand when you're looking for links, make sure it makes sense. Pretend that you're Google and say, if I was Google and I saw this link, would it make sense? If I'm getting a link from Yelp, of course it's good. I'm getting a link from the Better Business Bureau, of course it's good. I'm getting a link from a local business website to my local business, it makes sense. Okay? So that's an example there. So for this guy, for Missoula Power Washing, the first thing I do, I'm going to sign him up for, the local Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to make sure that link is there. I'm going to find out if there's any local service directories in Missoula, Montana. Get him set up with that. Maybe it'll cost me a little bit of money. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get him set up there. What about like a local blog? Like, let's look for Missoula blogs. MakeItMissoula.com. I know the lady that runs this. Okay, so I would approach her. Even if I didn't, I would find out who she is. But in this case, I'm going to approach her and say, listen, can I know that she allows this. can I write an article about window washing and, the things you need to look out for and, how to do it right, like an educational article. Can I write an article for your blog? She would love that. Bloggers love it when people come to them and say, hey, can I write for you? And say, in exchange, all I need you to do is put a little link to my website at the bottom of the article. Boom. Let's look and see if we got an example here. So this guy, Mark Riffey, wrote an article for this local website. And if you notice down at the bottom, they gave him a link to Mark's site. So we click on that. His site's not working. Bad move, Mark. Maybe you need to find a good web designer to make sure that's up all the time. But the point is, there's a link over to his website. And if that website was live and working and he needed traffic and he was trying to rank, then this link right here would be powerful. Coming from a Make It Missoula website, the word Missoula is even in the URL. Okay? So, and what I have done in the past, and, this may be something that sounds kind of, like iffy, but I have found local blogs that had some good authority with Google, okay? And what I did is I contacted the owner and I said, you know what, for $100, if you put my link somewhere on your website, I'll give you $100. They don't care. Maybe it's an old page from 2 years ago. It doesn't matter. The link's on there, and Google's gonna like I said, Google's constantly scanning the web, every page on the internet. They've got these spiders, these robots that go around and scour the web, and they're eventually going to find that link. Now I've got a link. And like I said, SEO, just because you're doing it yourself, is not free, okay? It can be free by writing articles for people, but then again, it's not free because you're spending your time. Time is money. So do you want to spend money? Do you want to spend time? Do you want to spend a little bit of both? You got to think about this when you're building links, okay? Now, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I would build a relationship with the owner of this blog, and then I'd get to know, and then look over here. There's an advertisement for Diane Beck, a realtor. Let's check out her website real quick. So Diane has her own website. She's a realtor, and it would make perfect sense for a real estate website to link over to a window cleaning or power washing company. What if she has? She may have here. Let's community resources. Let's see what's on this here. Perfect example. Got links to the chamber, the downtown association. All of these are potential websites that we could get links from if we're willing to take time, get to know people, send out some emails, offer some value. I would contact Diane and say, hey, Diane, I would love to do a free power washing of your driveway, no charge. All I ask is that you list, and if you like my service, Diane, and you think I'm reputable, and you like the way I do it, could you please list me on this page, your community resources page, as somebody that you would refer work to, okay? Who knows, if she is that happy with your service, she probably will refer you to a bunch of people anyway, regardless of the SEO, regardless of this. So you just done two things. You made a new referral source, and you've got a link coming from a related local website, okay? You see where I'm going with this? It's more than just sitting back and doing like all this technical stuff. It's building relationships the way you would anyway. But you just got to make sure that these links appear on websites, okay? So like I said, I'd also make sure that I was joined with the MissoulaChamber.com, and I'd join this and make sure that I had a link, because when you put your website on a chamber website, you do get a link. Let's go back and see. The MissoulaDowntown.com, I'm assuming it's the same type of thing. You can join this. You pay $100, $200 a year. Be part of this. Get your name out there. Get a link from the website over to your website. Okay, so I think I hammered home the point that getting local links in your community is very powerful, and to do it, you're going to have to put in some effort. Call people up, send emails, spend a little money. Okay, but you're also going to get a bunch of work off that stuff as well. So, next thing I want to talk about, and it's right along the same lines, is industry-related links. Okay, so I remember when I was I did I had a local cleaning business, and I would do I bought some equipment from this company called Rotovac. Okay, so if you're a carpet cleaning company, you may know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of people watching this are. Um, and Rotovac, they sell equipment. But what happens is I bought their equipment, and then I said, hey, can you make sure you send me, you put my website on a link to my website and my phone number and everything on uh, on your website somewhere. And so let's see if I can find it. It may not be there anymore. You want to look for pages like resources, links. They even call it links. Our link. Let's see what our links is. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. So they're linking to some of the companies in the industry. They're linking over to Truck Mount Source. They are linking to some forums here, linking to a magazine. Now, right here, they're linking to just local carpet cleaners. I bet this guy right here, let's see what happens. I click on that. It's a link. That's a picture link. It goes over to American Carpets. I bet this guy, all he did was call him up and say, hey, I'd like to be on your website as a link. He said, I bought your equipment and spend 5-10 grand with you. Do you mind putting a little blurb about my business and putting a link? Same thing here. Look at all these guys. These are all just local carpet cleaning companies. All clean. Denver carpet cleaners. Look at this. All you got to do is call them up and say, hey, man, I bought some of your stuff. Or, hey, I'll leave you a testimonial that you can put on your website. Would you mind linking back to me? See, so there's an industry link. You could also do, let's say you're a roofer. Let's go to roofing directories. What if it's a directory that's specific to roofers? Roofingcontractor.com, for example. Okay, let's see. You got to search around here sometimes to find out. Yeah. So these guys, maybe it's a paid ad and that gives them a link. But let's see if they actually put a link. They got the email. Yeah. Here it is. Metal Deck Supply Company. Boom. This deck supply company got a link from this roofingcontractor.com. Very powerful link, industry related. And who knows, maybe they paid for it. Maybe they got to know the owner of this roofingcontractor.com. Maybe they contributed some content. Maybe they wrote a blog article for them. People love to have, especially these kinds of websites, love to have this kind of stuff. Okay? Provide value, give money, give a testimonial. There's lots of ways to do it. You got to be creative. You got to kind of, you got to put some effort out there. All right? If you want to get these kinds of links. So, and another one, here's an example. Somebody I know that has a rug cleaning plant in San Diego. She has positioned herself as the authority in rug cleaning. So this is an extreme example of the way to get one of the most powerful links possible. No SEO person, including myself, will ever be able to give you a link as powerful as what I'm about to show you, but I want to give you an extreme example of what's possible if you're willing to, get yourself out there. Lisa Wagner wrote an article for the New York Times on rug cleaning. Okay, so go to NewYorkTimes.com. NewYorkTimes.com, one of the most powerful websites in Google's index. She wrote an article, and in that article, if you look here, she's got a blog called rugchick.com. So she's got a link going over to this site. Super powerful. Now this thing has a link from NewYorkTimes.com. Can you imagine how powerful that is? Another one coming over to her local San Diego rug cleaning site. Nobody's ever going to get no other San Diego rug cleaner is going to ever be able to get a link more powerful than one from the New York Times, okay? And that was free. All she did was provide some value to them, okay? And I don't know the exact story behind it. I think they contacted her because she has built herself up in the industry as an authority, which you can do in your industry as well. Anybody's able to do that. Whether they want to do it or have the motivation to do that is a different story. But this, and like I said, this is an extreme example. I'm not telling you you're going to get a link. I'm not telling you to contact the New York Times and try to get a link. But I'm saying, I'm just showing you what's possible. This is the best SEO you can ever do, is by writing an article for one of these big, powerful websites like this. All right? So, local websites, industry related. But that being said, she could easily find a local, or you could find a local San Diego newspaper, TV station, whatever, and provide an article. And chances are, 99% of the time, they're going to say absolutely, as long as you're providing value, okay, of something educational. She's providing an educational article for this. And it's a short little article. And look at this. Question and answer. Most common questions, most common answer, and the best answers. So, I just wanted to hammer home that, if you're willing to put out a little effort, then you're going to be sitting really good when it comes to link building. Okay, so that being said, most SEO companies aren't going to be able to do this stuff for you. Okay, it's just that it would cost way too much for them to build relationships for you in local cities, stuff like that. So what do reputable SEO companies do? Well, they do something called private blog networks, and they do outreach where they're finding blogs where they can contribute articles that are in the industry, etc., to get links coming to clients' websites. So in the next video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what we do and what you can do if you really want to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. You can actually build your own websites on their own hosting companies and create unique articles and videos that link back to your website. It's an option. That's what we do. It makes sense because we're industry specific, so all of our links come in that way. But I'm going to give you a breakdown of how we do it. You can do it if you want to, but that's coming up in the next video. Talk to you soon.